Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a general pick-a-pile reading about Friends with Benefits Forever. Readings are timeless and timestamps are in the pinned comments. Decks are in the description box, and there's a link to my Linktree so you can find me all over the internet. There is also a link to my Etsy where you can find this exact reading. I wanted to say thank you to the new subscribers and to the people who are getting readings on Etsy. It's been really exciting to get to know you guys and see things progress in your relationships. I've really enjoyed it. And I'm just shuffling through the cards here to pull a card for our friend Nancy, who was the one to leave a comment on your first date with the one. So Nancy, the card that came up was the Judgment card. And this could be that things are really starting to work out in your way. You're having clarity on a decision. Things are going really well for you. So that's excellent. I'm really happy to hear that. I hope that things continue to go well for you. And if you would like a shout out card, be the first person to leave a comment. It can be whatever pile you picked. If you picked the star, the car, or the plane, or if you figured out what was in the box, you can be the first one to comment and you would be able to get your own shout out reading. Also, don't forget to go to the end of the video for what's in the box. What's in the box is about your intuition. Intuition is very important on my channel. If I say something and it doesn't fit into your life at all, don't try and make it fit. Don't be like, oh, well, that one's not true because this is blah, blah, blah. No, these are general. So if you want something that is completely about you, you can find that in the Etsy shop because there's over 50 readings that have individual information on them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I also wanted to put out a disclaimer that a friends with benefits relationship is not any less important than a marriage of 40 years or a polyamorous family, or, there are different types of relationships. So for this one specifically, I'm not downplaying a friends with benefits situation. In fact, some of you might want it to be forever. You might be like, I never want to get married, and I'm really happy that this person is on the same boat as me. So I just want to put out a disclaimer that this is not a judgmental reading and it's not to downplay your relationship at all. It's just that this is a question that I have been asked, like, is this going to turn into something more than what it is right now? So I wanted to do a general reading about that. But I also wanted to let you know that your relationship is just as significant as anyone else's. So let's get started with the people who chose the Black Star. And I pulled a Moonology card. And then we have, will this be a friends with benefits relationship forever? The energy of the relationship. And then I pulled 3 passion messages for you from your person that you are having, the benefits. So, will this be a forever friends with benefits relationship? Is no, not at this time. You could ask again later, but do you really want to? So, this is not a relationship that is forever a friends with benefits relationship. Now, this leads to 2 different paths. Some of you, this person will become your life partner. Some of you, the relationship would not continue. So, this is where you have to use your discernment to find out why you won't be friends with benefits forever. So then the romantic relationship says music. Romantic music will make your heart sing for your partner. Music is awesome. I love having sex while there's music playing. Plus, it's just exciting to see someone's face when they hear a certain song or how they feel about that. So, or have someone sing to you. I love having people sing to me. So, it's very romantic, I feel. So this is the thoughts that you might hear this other person saying. Hold our vision. I can't stop loving you. I tried. And you are my mirror. So for some of you, you and this person both want more. There is something that's stopping this relationship from going past that friends with benefits experience. So you are this person's mirror. They've tried to stop loving you, which means that at some point the two of you may have either uh, gotten separated or stopped having that sexual relationship, or it could just mean that, mentally they've tried and they haven't even told you about it. And then the Hold Our Vision really does have a feeling of like co-creating, where you and this person have talked about what you want in the future and what you want to have together. So you haven't really put a different label on what you currently have, but it doesn't look like the two of you will continue as friends with benefits. It really does have a feeling of going further and having a different level of commitment. And this person really enjoys what they have with you. But if you are looking for more, it is very likely that you will end up with a relationship that has just a deeper connection on more levels than a friend with benefits would have. So then the Moonology card that's pulling up is your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. And for some of you, I feel like what that hard work has been for you has been just the idea of staying calm. You kind of knew this person didn't want a lot of commitment when you started, so you did want commitment, but you were like, well, I'm willing to kind of see where this goes because I like this person. So this doesn't have a friends with benefits forever feel to it, but it really does have the sense that the two of you have something that has some longevity. Excellent. Well, thank you for letting me read for you. And if you would like something that was specific about your connection with your person, you can find the link to the Etsy shop down below. Also, don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And now we're going to get started with the people who chose the yellow card. So I have a Moonology card. Will you be friends with benefits forever? The overall romantic energy. And then I just did 3 passion messages from your person to kind of give a perspective of what they are looking at. So then, will it be a friends with benefits forever situation? Yes, obviously. If you're paying attention at all, you will know the answer is yes. Now, for some of you, this could be a really big benefit. If you have decided, oh, I never want to get married, I really just want to be able to have my options open, I like my independence. Also, like having somebody who's highly sensitive person, they also do really well living alone and communicating with the other person what they want. So for some of you, this could be a good thing. And then for some of you, it could be something that disappoints you. You wanted to have a longer time with this person. You wanted to have a deeper commitment, so to speak, or a commitment on different levels, but that's not what is possible in this situation. So the romantic energy is connection, finding ways to make it easier to keep the connection over time. So this relationship does have the potential to keep a connection, to keep the two of you together. It's just not ever going to go like when people introduce you, you're going to be friends. So then the thoughts that are coming up are, no matter the issue, I'll keep my ego in check. All is well, my beloved. And you are the one for me. So, for some of you, this connection with this person is absolutely perfect. I really feel like there's a large majority of you who are like, oh, good, I don't want to get married, or oh, good, I've been divorced before and I don't want to go through that again, or etc., etc. You may have your own reasons, but it doesn't really seem like a negative feel here. Hey, you okay? You going crazies? You going crazies? You're okay. You're okay. Just sit down. Join us. I love you. Okay. Sorry. I have to calm him down. So then the Moonology card that came up is the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So for some of you, like where it says the answers of why is this saying that I will forever be a friends with benefits, but I'm the one for them. Now, it's really interesting. One of my friends actually gave me this thought, and it really helped me a lot. So I've always been looking for the one, and he said to me, what if there's like a bunch of ones? And I was like, oh, kind of like on Friends episodes where they used to be like the one in the coffee shop or the one with Chandler or whatever. And there can be multiple ones. There can be, I have somebody in my life that I'm like, oh yeah, he's the one who taught me about unconditional love. And he's the one who taught me that there are good men out there. And, you know, you can look at these people and be like, oh yeah, that's the one who I learned this with. Hey, he's crazy. Anyway, So don't worry, you have a connection, all is well. This person is not using you, they are just looking for a different connection than the norm or what society has determined for a while has been what we're doing, and that's changing as a society relationship wise, and what we do, and how women are treated and how men are treated. Everybody is just shifting with what they're doing. So there's love here and there's nothing to worry about. You just want to be conscientious that if you say, no, I want to get married, I want to, have the white picket fence in the house, then this person is not looking for the same thing that you are. All right, well, thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like some of that resonated, but some of it didn't, you can head on over to Etsy and get an individual reading for yourself and your person. And then don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And don't forget to go to the end of the video for what is in the box. Hey, do you need a pet? Can I give you a pet? Are you okay? You're okay. You're okay. Everything's okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we have the Moonology card, and this is for group 3 that chose the plane. And we have the idea of will we be friends with benefits forever, the overall romantic energy, and messages 1, 2, and 3 from your person. Hey, you're okay. I love you. You're okay. Guys, you could just see, look at those big crazy eyes. Can you see him? I love him so much. Anyway, will you be friends with benefits forever is showing as no. Time to bow out. Others in the situation don't know it's time to move on. Good thing you are paying attention. So with your situation with this person, you will not be friends with benefits forever. For Bites. For some of you, this is because of the fact that this relationship will not have the longevity to get to the point where it would be a marriage. For some of you, hey, this relationship just isn't the one I want. But then there's some of you who are like, I don't want things the way they are. And for you, it's time to bow out of how things are going right now. So if this person's calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like, I want to go to dinner with you, or I want you to take me to a movie, I don't want you to just call me when you want to have sex, then you know that it's time to bow out of that portion of the relationship. So it might be for a little bit where you're like, hey, do you only want sex? Because if you only want sex, I want more than that. So can we talk about what we want? What's different? So then the overall romantic energy is food. Feeding your partner is very loving and nurturing. Food is a fantastic part of a relationship. Feeding your partner is just really intimate, and knowing like what they like and what they're allergic to and what they don't like. Those are all really important pieces. So, for some of you, have a really good friend here who does know about you. And if you want more, you really need to communicate with them because they are not looking for more at this time. But for some of them, the reason they're not looking for that is because they don't know it's available. So you guys kind of started this as a friends with benefits situation, and they don't know that you want more, and so you're really going to need to communicate with them, but also be cognizant of the fact that it might be the end of the relationship altogether if you are to say, hey, this is what I want instead. Not from a pressure way, like they're not going to be like ultimatum, but it's really going to be like, oh, you like white chocolate and I like dark chocolate, and so we can't mesh, we don't get along. And that might be what comes of the situation if you approach this person from a standpoint of, hey, I just realized that we only ever have sex, and you just be prepared. They do have free will. They have the opportunity to say, yeah, that's what's going on and that's all I ever want. So you're going to have to use your discernment, because in having that conversation, you might end what you currently have. But for some of you, that could be a really good thing, because then that means that the person who wants the relationship that you want would be able to come in now. So then the 3 messages that you may hear: I see you in my dreams. You are the one my soul loves. And I'm enjoying union with you in 5D. And that's really the kind of feeling I was getting. Like, this person might not know that you want more. And really, honestly, I really feel that you got into this relationship and it wasn't a matter of like, oh, I'm going to tell them I want a friends with benefits situation and then I'm going to change my mind. It really was like, oh, you've become my best friend. You've become the person who my soul loves. And for a lot of you, you do have this union that's happening in 5D where this person is in a relationship with you. And on this plane or this dimension, you haven't even had the conversation because you're concerned that it won't work. So, the Moonology card that's coming up is you're very close to achieving your goal. So, if your goal was to have somebody who didn't just want to be friends with benefits, you really found that person. And I think it's, sometimes it's nice to start out as friends with benefits and be like, oh, yep, the sex is good. That is important. A lot of people think that sex is not important, but I've done some counseling when it comes to sexuality, and sex is incredibly important. It's one of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's one of the lowest, it's one of our base needs as human beings. It's right up there with like food and shelter. Like, sex is a base need. And if you think that you can get in a relationship with someone and not match up with them sexually and things will be okay, you will have a harder time down the road. It's better to find out sexually if you match up. Is this relationship closed? Is it open? Do you like bananas in your toes? Like, whatever thing that you want, you really need to communicate with this other person, because the level that you guys started off in has completely changed for both of you. So let's pull a clarity card for I see you in my dreams. What's going on with that? Oh yeah, guys, look, it pulled up as the Lovers card. That's awesome. So lovers are partnership and deep love and balancing of two. But I think it's really interesting that this deck actually has 3 people on it. So, you might have a situation where you're like, hey, let's try doing this, or let's go to this swingers club, or let's go to this BDSM club. You could do something that's really different with this person because you both have a connection, and you can definitely explore that with the person. Just be aware of timing and the possibility that that person may not want that. So, thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel that you had individual information that was different than maybe the general, or maybe some of it pertained to you and some of it didn't, you can go to Etsy and get this same reading for yourself. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And now it is time for What is in the Box. What's in the box? What's in the box? What is in the box is the word when. All right, well, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I look forward to reading for you again.